It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A report is being prepared for the coroner after a cyclist fell from his bicycle in Newcastle East last night. Police say it appears the 51-year-old was attempting to cross the tram lines at the intersection of Pacific and Scott Streets at about 10:30 when he fell, hitting his head on the ground. Passers-by rushed to his aid and he was taken to the John Hunter Hospital, but a short time later died from critical head injuries. Investigations into the incident are continuing. A Central Coast man is due to front court today, accused of stealing property from an apartment block basement in Newcastle after taking keys and an access fob from a letterbox to the complex. Police say the 34-year-old was able to access storage cages at the Worth Place apartments early Monday morning and made off with 2 mountain bikes, jewellery and tools. They caught up with him in Islington yesterday, allegedly finding keys, an access fob and housebreaking tools, while a search of a nearby house uncovered one of the bikes. The man, who's currently on parole, has been charged with 4 offences and refused bail to appear in Newcastle local court today. New South Wales Maritime is trying to prevent another tragedy on the Hunters coastline following the suspected drowning of a rock fisherman near Catherine Hill Bay this week. A cold front is bringing strong westerly winds from today until Saturday, creating dangerous surf conditions. New South Wales Maritime Executive Director Mark Hutchings says rock fishers and boat owners should consider avoiding the water for the next few days.
Skippers and owners of small boats should be on high alert and check the conditions before considering crossing a coastal bar or heading offshore. Rock fishers should also check weather forecasts before heading out and avoid fishing near dangerous surf. And most importantly, always wear a life jacket.
The state government has responded to an inquiry into its privatisation of Newcastle Port and the port's policy, which places a cap on the amount of container freight allowed in Newcastle. The inquiry recommended a detailed investigation of freight options between Newcastle, Port Botany and Port Kembla. Deputy Premier and Nationals leader John Barilaro has urged his government colleagues to remove all obstacles to a container terminal in Newcastle. However, the government says it sees no reason to change the current policy. Novocastrians can mint their own speciality 2019 $1 coin depicting a famous Australian bushranger at the Royal Australian Mint pop-up next Tuesday. The event will kick off at 9 a.m. at Wheeler Place, running until 4 in the afternoon, where attendees can mint their own coin, swap regular coins for speciality ones, and see new products. CEO of the Royal Australian Mint, Ross McDermott, says the new $1 coin designs were chosen to capture the lasting impact of the bushranger era on Australia's culture.
We've been developing a range of different themes each year, and this time it was the opportunity to do something about the bushrangers of Australia and telling the stories of some of those more notorious ones, some of which ones we really know well, others are not so, as part of just telling the story of Australia.
2NURFM Sport.
Knights players Mitchell Pearce and David Clemmer were instrumental in pushing New South Wales to a nail-biting 26-20 win over the Maroons in Origin 3 last night. It was the first back-to-back series win since 2005 for the Blues, and it was the first series win of Pearce's State of Origin career. He spoke with Fox Sports after the game.
I've never felt good about not winning. That's what feels good tonight. To not only make my teammates proud, but a lot of people in New South Wales, to be a part of a game that we won, it feels good.
The Kurri Kurri Bulldogs will have 2 suspended players at the same time after second rower Jared Anderson was given a 4-match ban for a dangerous throw. Anderson joins fellow Kurri forward Reid Alchin on the suspension list after a guilty plea spared him a visit to the Newcastle Rugby League judiciary. The Bulldogs will be without both forwards for their clash with Lakes on Sunday. And Hunter women's coach Jerry Mason believes his team will be bolstered by the return of Holly Smith and Tammy Clay for their game against Southern Ireland. The match is one of 2 curtain raisers to be played at number 2 Sports Ground before the rugby test between the Wallaroos and Japan. And the winning numbers in Wednesday Lotto are 28, 30, 45, 27, 7 and 36, and the supplementaries are 31 and 2. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.